Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Master Shah Dao Center in London to our Facebook Live show. So my name's Hina, and basically we wanted today's Facebook Live show to demonstrate open spiritual channels and how we use them in everyday life. Now, most of us are naturally born with open channels, but they close as we get older. And basically, we're told by our parents that it's our imagination or that it's just not real what we're seeing. What Master Shah teaches and his techniques and his leading teachers, they teach us how to basically reopen our spiritual channels. So we have a very special guest today. We have Anna from Belgium. So Anna, why don't you come on now?
Hello, everyone. Nice
Hi,
to meet
Anna.
you.
Yeah, it's so
I'm
nice to see you. Yeah, Anna used to come before pre-COVID. Anna used to come to the London Center, and it was such a joy to always see her and listen to her messages. Now, Anna has super open spiritual channels. Anna, can you tell us a little bit about growing up? How you had? I'm sure you had open channels even before you came into Master Shah's teachings.
Hello, everyone. Very nice to meet you all here on Facebook. Just to introduce myself very shortly, I'm living in Belgium, like Ina mentioned, and I am a food concept creator for supermarket organizations. So I have a big passion with food, and I think from childhood on, um, I always was, I think I always felt a little bit like a stranger, even in my family, in my school times, my work times. And I knew that from deep in my heart that there was a truth, what I could not find here in my life.
Okay. Okay. So basically growing up,
I don't
you
hear you.
knew. Oh, now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, so basically growing up, you felt that there's something bigger than than basically what a lot of us are exposed to. That there's more to life than just what we see, rather than just growing up, going to school, getting married, getting kids, getting grandkids. There was
Yes.
something else, a bigger truth. So you always had that kind of knowing. And how do you use your open spiritual channels in for your business or for your everyday life?
Well, there came a time when I was looking to who I really am in essence, and like 5, 6 years ago, Master Shah, he came on my path, on my journey, and when you look to society, I always knew that there was like a kind of invisible force working on us. When you look at nature, because I love spending time in nature, and I always like to speak to the trees and the plants and the cats and the animals. It's because my cat is here. And when you see the creation of nature, there is no man work what created this most beautiful um, environment. And so when you look to society, um, what is more important than communication? I think we were gifted by God through relationships. If you analyze the life, everything is based on relationships. Either it's private, family, love relationships with your colleagues in works, me with my clients, with my suppliers. So, and what is fundamental in healthy relationships? It's the communication. It's communication with each other. It's speaking with each other. And I learned during the last years that we have different kinds of communications. We communicate from the mind to the mind. We communicate from the heart to the heart. And we can communicate from the soul to the soul. It's a process through which I went in my life the last 5, 6 years more intensively. So when you see that nature, such a beautiful nature, the flowers, the trees, the animals, they don't need human handcraft. They don't need any fabric. And what is creating them? It's the invisible world. It's the source where everything is coming from. So my soul and my heart were yearning so much that I could tap in to the same source, to the same information for creation.
That sounds amazing. So, when you were born, you knew that something was connecting everything, including nature, people, your even people, as in people we do business with, and people that we have love relationships with, work with. So, essentially, you knew there was a string that attached everything that we see, and opening your channels allowed you to open your communication to basically everything.
You know, I'm very passionate about creation because I'm a food concept creator, and when we look to creation, we can create from different levels and with different results. So what I learned during the years working with my spiritual channels, like my open communication line with the source, let's say, is that the result of the creation can be very different. And why is this? Why is this? If you see the perfection of creation of nature, why? I was always thinking we cannot use this same creation power in our relationships, in our business, in our life. There is a way we can infuse everything what we want to create, infuse with the creation power of the source. And why should we use the creation power of the source? When you see the perfection of the nature, should we not like to have this perfection in our creation results? And that's where the spiritual channels come in. Because once we open this phone line with a source, you can receive the messages you need to receive to infuse your projects with the right information to have the best result. And you know, what is source? Another word for source for me is information. So when you want to know something of someone, you connect through Skype, or you take the phone, or you send an email to receive the information you need. But with all the mind stuff we have as human beings, information can be disturbed. But when we call to the source, information we receive is of such a pure and accurate level that it must give in your business the same result as we see in the nature. And in my transformation process, I learned step by step to work with these channels. And the more I started working with these channels, the more shifts I could live in my business. And the more I became aware of the transformation of the values, also because I made a shift from creating from mind level, from my thinking. You know, it's like I call it the 3D creation. What is 3D creation? It's creating from what we know, what we see, what we believe, what we can touch. And I learned to create, to lift up my creation and start creating from my heart level. It means through connection with people, interchange, communication on heart level. And then with the source, you infuse your creations with the source energy. And when you create from the source energy, you know, you create exactly that what is meant to be in this lifetime for you. Because the source knows your uniqueness, and the source knows what kind of information you need to form, to give form to your uniqueness. You know, to let the diamond of yourself shine through yourself. And for that, we really need these open spiritual channels to hear and to receive what we need.
Yes, Anna speaks on many levels, but essentially, I have to 100% agree. She is living from a higher level than a lot of us in the 3D world live in. In the 3D, in the typical human world, all we're meant to know is what we've learned living on this level. And opening spiritual channels, especially with Master Sha's techniques, brings us to a level of higher consciousness where we can see things from a more of a bird's eye view, and which affects, essentially it does affect every single part of our life. It guides us. The information that we get using our channels guides us in a more natural flow, in a more successful flow. So, long story short, open spiritual channels is super important. It affects every single aspect of our life. It gives us enough information to make the best decisions. And it also allows us to see a lot more forward than we would if we just used our little human perspective. So, thank you so much, Anna. It was absolutely beautiful speaking to you today. The wisdom that you shared was deeply touching, multi-layered, and I bet this is one of those Facebook lives. The more you watch, the more different messages you will get. So please, everyone who's watching, the Master Sha Jiao Center has an introductory evening. It has an introductory, actually, afternoon workshop tomorrow, Saturday, August 7th, from 12 to 1:30. The link will be in the comment section. And next weekend, from August 13th to the 17th, we have an open spiritual channels workshop, one that Anna's attended multiple times, one that I've attended multiple times, and one that now you have the opportunity to attend. There are so many different layers of information out there, and we could be accessing these layers through Master Sha's techniques and empowerments to just basically make our lives smoother, flow more, and just get information about making the best decisions, which is super important because we have one life to live. We want to live it in the best way possible. We want the best relationships. We want the most successful businesses. And we just want a joyful life. And this definitely gives us a boost. So I hope to see all of you very, very soon. Please, the links are in the comment section. You can check out our website for more detailed information. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. So I thank you so much. And I hope to see you all very, very soon. So goodbye.